President Trump is offering to provide families and survivors, quote, whatever you need, whatever we can do to ease your pain. One thing he is not offering, at least not yet, a new dialogue on guns, something others are demanding. Correspondent Kevin Corke is at the White House tonight. Good evening, Kevin.
Hey there, Brett. The president is expected to visit the high school there over at Parkland. We haven't quite nailed down the timing on that visit, but obviously once we do, we'll pass that along to you. As you probably know, his resort over at Mar-a-Lago is only about 40 miles away from the site of yesterday's carnage. Today, he talked about what happened there yesterday, and he told America's children in particular, you are never alone, and you never will be.
We mourn for all of those who lost their lives. We comfort the grieving and the wounded.
A day after a gunman killed at least 17 people at a Florida high school, President Trump pledged his administration would act.
We are committed to working with state and local leaders to help secure our schools and tackle the difficult issue of mental health.
Notably, the president did not mention the issue of gun control or new gun laws during his address to the nation. In his remarks today, Attorney General Jeff Sessions stayed on message, saying the Justice Department would partner with other federal agencies
to study the intersection of mental health and criminality and violence, and to identify how we can stop people before these heinous crimes occur.
But for a time Thursday, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin appeared to veer away from his administration's orthodoxy on the topic when he said this.
Personally, I think the gun violence, it's a tragedy what we've seen yesterday, and I'd urge Congress to look at these issues.
However, later his office clarified the remarks, saying there was no daylight between him and the president. The administration's focus on the possible mental state of the shooter rather than the weapon used in the attack is not new. After a Texas church shooting that claimed 26 lives, the president said this isn't a gun situation. After the Las Vegas shooter killed 58 and left nearly 900 others injured, the president called the shooter demented and a very sick individual. The Parkland shooting, just the latest in a string of deadly violence to strike America's school children, with more than 24 fatal active shooting incidents since Columbine in 1999. The administration's apparent emphasis on mental health rather than guns drew a sharp rebuke from Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal. His state was the site of the Sandy Hook massacre in 2012 that claimed 26, including 20 children.
Words of consolation, talk about mental health, are simply not enough. They must be followed by real action. The president has to lead or get out of the way.
I'd rather pass gun safety legislation than win the election, because people die from this.
The minority leader is also calling for more gun violence research to be conducted by and funded by the federal government. That is something many Republicans oppose. Brett?
Kevin Corke live on the North Lawn. Kevin, thank you.